Oh, there's sexy picks in this division. You have the new Jordan Love, Justin Fields. Everybody's ready for those guys to skyrocket. Then you have the Kirk Cousins, who's the old vet who's done it time and time again. And that's exactly why I'm going with Jared Goff as the best quarterback in the division from the Detroit Lions. Had one hell of a year last year, over 4,000 yards passing. Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator. They unlocked something last season and how Goff looked good. You can say whatever you want to say about his time in LA, played in the Super Bowl, didn't work out. He got shipped to exile to Detroit, and he has made the most of it. We just talked about TJ Hockenson getting paid. He got traded from Detroit over to Minnesota, and then they drafted Sam Laporta, and they are very excited about this guy in that tight end position. I'm going with Jared Goff, what he's making of this Detroit Lions offense.
Love's the most mysterious. Fields is the most exciting. The easiest answer is Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. I'd love to have a passing of the torch. I hope Justin Fields explodes. I hope they all do. It's Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback in the league. He might be 10, but that qualifies him in the top 10. Bring up any stats you want, and then if you want to pair them with how bad his offensive line has been and how bad his defense has been, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. Kirk Cousins is going to have what he does every single year, a hugely statistically productive year. We'll see what happens at the end of it. He has probably the best player in the NFL outside of Patrick Mahomes, and he's right there. So I think Kirk Cousins will explode again. There's some other questions that Jamie might be hitting us with that are more difficult. I think this is Kirk Cousins. Love those guys. It's Cousins here.
Okay, but it says who will be. It doesn't say who is.
Talk about
the answer
Mike.
to who is, you got that one right.
What's the answer to who
Will be? I'm going upside. I'm taking Jordan Love.
Let's go, baby. Love, not Fields.
No, I'm gonna go Jordan Love. I am gonna go Jordan Love.
Okay.
And I know people are knocking him and reading into too much of what's happening in training camp. Thank you for showing this game, because I can't get this game out of my head.
There he goes.
Man, he looked so on point, so in charge, was seeing everything, and this is the game that had to have changed everything for the Green Bay Packers. I know this, and I know that their thought on turning it over to Aaron Rodgers years ago was, we don't know for sure, but we feel pretty good that we've got ourselves a good one here to take over for Brett Favre. It's the same thing here in their minds. They're saying, we don't know, but we feel pretty good about this guy right here. So I think he picks up where we saw him last in that game against the Eagles, and I'm going to take the upside here.
I hear you all. I appreciate the differentiation and how specific you are about the is or the will be.
Good.
I respect it.
But
I'm still going to go with Kirk Cousins on this one, because best is, like Kyle said, it's how you look at it. And if you're going to look statistically,
last year he was better.
Goff want to hang with Cousins. No.
He's going to want to hang.
Don't rewrite it.
Don't
rewrite it.
Kirk Cousins will be the best. Yeah, that doesn't mean who's going to be the best team.
We
have many more questions to look at the NFC North.
Okay, I'll let you continue.
As you look around this division,
Jason's ready to fight for Jared Goff. Who knew?
I know. It's great.
Someone is.
He helped me get a Super Bowl.
Thomas, which team will have the best offensive weapons in the NFC North this season? We just heard Kyle try to make the case that the second best player behind Patrick Mahomes is on the Vikings roster. So, Jason.
There you go, right there. This is easy offensive weapons. How do you look past Justin Jefferson? This guy's been unbelievable. He's doing commercials all over the place. He's in an NFL commercial. He's walking down a high school hallway. He's making one-hand catches all over the place. He has everybody in the world gritty. This is the guy. When you have him, it doesn't even matter who else is on the roster. But you know what? They added a first-round draft pick in Jordan Addison as well at the receiver position. KJ Osborne is going to take a step now that Thielen's gone. And they let Dalvin Cook walk right out the door and release them because they believe in Alexander Mattison. I am going with the Minnesota Vikings. This, to me, is an easy one. And you just said TJ Hockenson got paid. Justin Jefferson.
They got Madison and Addison. That's kind of cool, right? I was looking at a quote from Jordan Addison talking about the Vikings wide receivers. Quote, "No one will be able to guard us." I want to zag here. I love Aaron Jones. I think he's a fantastic player for the Packers. I think Christian Watson's going to explode this year. If we were doing this, to borrow from Jason's T-shirt, NFL Jam style with the best twosome, because then we're going to do St. Brown and we're going to go in the Gibbs train for the Lions.
Yeah.
But I'm 2 for 2 Vikings, Jamie.
Wow.
That's telling me I think Cousins is the best quarterback. I think they have the best weapons, not the least of which is Hockenson, who is huge. Mike, remind me, you just broke the story. You said he was battling something. What did he go with? I don't remember. Was it calf strain or flu-like symptoms? Or what was it?
It was an ear infection.
Ear infection. That's a new one. Those are painful. Painful. But whatever it is, he is hearing the sound of the Brinks truck with the bleeper on as it backs up. I think it's the Vikings again. I've always liked Alexander Mattison. Dalvin Cook would go out, and Madison looked a lot like him because he had long hair and he ran really physically. And you're like, wow, Dalvin's running. Oh, that's Madison. I think it's the Vikings again. I'm 2 for 2, Adolph.
Mike G, what do you think?
Just reading this. The deal ends an unusual summer in which Hawkinson sat out almost all the Vikings contact drills. He first attributed those limitations to an ear infection that affected his equilibrium.
Yeah, the semicircular canals in the ear, they handle balance. I remember that.
There it is.
Wow.
Have you looked at the Bears depth chart of late?
I have.
And I'm
Talk
sure
about
you
it.
did in advance of this segment here.
Talk about it.
You start looking at that and you go, okay, DJ Moore, who's just the excitement levels
Rockstar.
off the charts there, followed by Chase Claypool, who that trade last year, all right, it's a little bit of a questionable start to it, but it's going to. Darnell Mooney. Don't forget about him and what he's able to do. And then Khalil Herbert, with what he's done in the preseason, that 56-yard touchdown against the Tennessee Titans, add into that Colt Kmet signing the extension, being locked up for the foreseeable future.
And Robert Tonyan?
And Robert Tonyan. All of a sudden, you look at this Bears offensive depth chart and you go, when did this happen? You know, so I did think about Fields as my answer for the first question because we know what he was able to do with his legs and really just blowing some teams away with what they were seeing live from this guy. Well, now he's got the full complement here. I am really excited to see what he can. This entire division excites me. There's so much uncertainty, but there's also so much upside, and the Bears have that on the depth chart. No doubt.
Maybe I've been drinking the Peter Schrager Kool-Aid too much, but no one is going to go to bat for the Lions for offensive weapons? Is it because Jamison Williams is suspended? Is it...
A little top-heavy, I feel like.
Yeah, well, that's his argument for Justin Jefferson. All he said was he's in a commercial.
Yeah, but it's Jefferson, Amon-Ra, we like that. But then Marvin Jones as a veteran. Obviously, the running back position, we like the excitement of Jahmyr Gibbs, but Amon-Ra is...
David Montgomery doesn't do it for you?
No, I think David Montgomery's a solid running back, but I don't...
Exactly.
Like, after Alexander Madison, how do you feel? Like, who's...
Justin Jefferson.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's
First,
Jefferson.
second, third, fourth, Justin Jefferson.
He looks like Moss.
Yeah.
I know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a case.
Do it. I think
That was it. Like it was the Schrager, like Jahmyr Gibbs bandwagon. This also offensive weapons comes at the hand of the fact that I was very close to picking Jared Goff in the first category. Like it is Kirk Goff. And for me, so
Kirk
like
Goff. That's one
Kirk
hell
Goff.
of a division.
Dangerous.
And I kind of want to go with the Lions here for the collective, but nobody argued for them, so I don't think I can.
Well, then devil's in the details. I'm reading it says has the best, not will have Mike's point. So maybe it's
Currently
Jefferson
has.
as we're sitting here, but maybe it will be the Lions if St. Brown seems to blow up.
Come on, people. Come on, lower third team.
This is fun.
All right, we're going to go beyond the X's and O's for a minute. NFC North team that has the best story heading into 2023. Story heading into it.
Story-wise, this to me is a no-brainer.
Excuse me.
The Green Bay Packers and their story. All offseason,
All right, that's a good story.
all we talked about was the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers and how beautiful it's going to be. And just quietly, Jordan Love is out there putting in work. And I think for Packers fans, they're fired up about this Jordan Love guy. It's like, you know what? We hit it out the park again. We drafted a guy, we let him sit, and now we insert Jordan Love. And he is going to be the guy that comes in, has a really good season. And the fans are like, my goodness, I had the faith in this organization all along. We loved Aaron, but his time is done here. And I think this will be the story that possibly blows up in the entire NFL if Jordan Love can go out there and just ball in year one.
This is a two-horse race to me. Two-horse race of who has the best story. And I'm going to go with the other horse.
Yeah.
If the Packers make the playoffs with Jordan Love, it's really cool and it's really special. But like we come playoff time and there's that Packers logo and like we get it. It's muscle memory. If we see that Honolulu Blue Lion up on the divisional or the title game, I mean, if we're going to Las Vegas to see the Lions, Mike, I have been making it a point of pride to not hold the Lions past against them. It's gratuitous and lame. But it would be very special as the franchise, even us as consumers, like, oh my God, the Lions are doing so. I mean, it's been a long time since they've won a playoff game. The fact that Jared Goff, he has an incredible story, that he's going back and have a second act. Dan Campbell, everybody wrote him off. There's a St. Brown, everybody wrote him off. I think it's the Lions. The Packers have been in the playoffs for 30 years. The Lions being in the playoffs would be amazing.
Stay there, because it's the best story. I don't even want to go to Vegas to see the Lions in the postseason. I'm going to go to Detroit to see the Lions in the playoffs. And I was there the day. Show the crowd. Show them, because they're excited. I was there the day at training camp when they announced this year that they have a sold out, don't get mauled, Kyle, a sold out season ticket package this year. And a waiting list for the first time in, well, they said Ford Field history because they're not positive, but they think it's in team history. The first time they've had a waiting list.
Back to the Silverdome?
Folks, if the Lions fan base is actually buying in on this one, because they've been burned so many times before, they don't want to have to go back to the well. And there are so many Lions in the crowd. It's incredible. If you just ask for B-roll, how many Lions show up in the crowd.
Sure.
I'm excited for those folks.
Okay, you have to present every side. Give 30 seconds on the Bears, why they would be a good story.
Well, because if they're in the playoffs this year, it's because Justin Fields is a star. And they have found a good quarterback, maybe even a star quarterback, first time in over 100 years. Matt Eberflus, no one knows who he is. No one talks about him. He would be in the playoffs. That would be the story. I didn't go Bears. Listen, the Bears won the division a few years ago. They had the coach of the year a few years ago. They've had a taste recently. So that's why I didn't go with them.
Okay. I will also go with the Lions. And when you said the words Honolulu Blue in Vegas, like that gave me chills up and down my collar.
Didn't we do those full screens, Jamie, where it's in the hunt and like division? What if the Lions were in the like far left? What are they doing over there? Look at you guys. Look at you, all grown up. I'd be so happy.